Okay, my friend, welcome. This video is for you if you're used to doing some sort of yoga, but you want to incorporate some more strength. And you might not be familiar with what is classical strength training. So I'm gonna guide you through a class with strength, with weights, and then take a little bit slower to explain what's going on. So if you have hand weights or a bar, bring that along. If you don't have anything like that, invest in it if you really want to create strength, right? You can always do water bottles and stuff like that, but you will need a little bit of extra weight to really create that strength that you might have heard me talk about on Instagram. We're going to warm up, and that we are going to be doing moving a little bit with a little bit of cardio. Don't worry, it's not going to be super intense and super hard, and you can always adjust. So come up on your toes. Do you need shoes? First of all, I like my shoes when I work out, also because I have a little padding, like a sole in the shoes that helps me and support my knees and stuff like that. So that's why I wear shoes, and I would recommend that as well, but you choose. Roll your shoulders and get most of your joints going. That might even be your wrists as well. Two more circles here. We are gonna do a step touch. So stepping from left to right, all right? Maybe you go slower, maybe you do fast, and then you pull your arms from side to side. If you are used to working and doing power yoga and stuff like that, you might wanna invest a little bit more in this movement, going a little bit deeper in your knees, stepping really far left to right. To create that heat in the joints and the muscles, because we want that just as well we do in yoga. We warm up, and it's okay to become out of breath, especially if you start kicking the heel towards the buttocks here. And you're welcome to incorporate a jump. No need to though. Won't be a lot of jumping in this. It's just strength. Endurance. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Take your hands behind your head, elbows out. Go for a side stretch. Left and right. Catch your breath. So don't go too deep. In yoga, we're like used to going as deep as possible. But here we want to create strength. So core in, if you're out of breath, pause maybe, and you can always do that on the recording there on your screen. Just pause it if you need to. But I want you to picture you pulling your navel slightly in, maybe on the 3. If 5 is max. 2 and 1. All right. Left arm, right elbow, or right knee, lift up. Again, if you want to create more heat, go for those small jumps. But other than that, just stay here and enjoy. Lift your knee high and go with a certain pace. We are almost through with this little sequence thing. 4, 3, 2, 1. In strength training, we also create, at least I do, a variation of sequence, but I'll talk to that a little bit more. We're gonna plank it out. So bend your knees to some degree, walk your hands out and plank. We know there's one in yoga, but we're gonna stay here. Pluck the shoulders in. Navel in, you choose, knees or toes, up to you. Walk your hands back. If you prefer doing this on a mat because you have a slippery surface, please make yourself safety and safe. Stay in your plank. Navel in, micro bend your knees, and walk your hands back. And maybe slowly rounding vertebrae by vertebrae. Coming up, we're going to do the last plank as a warm up for shoulders, and then we're going to go into the legs a little bit more. You might say to yourself right now, is this warming up? I feel like I'm doing a workout already. And that's just great. You really hit it on the warm-up then. We're gonna squat. And maybe you know this, maybe not. Squatting is taking your feet slightly out, not too much. So I have a little bit wider distance in between my feet than I would have in traditional chair pose. And my feet are turning out because the hips actually is more stable typically if the feet are turning out. So, and then you sit down like you would in a chair pose, leaning forward a little bit. And then we do it dynamically to create that body heat in the hip, in the knee, in the ankle. And the thing with strength training is not going as deep as you possibly can, but feeling the muscles engage. And we're gonna do squat again with weights. All right, last one. This was the warming up. And now you can, of course, do all this without any weights, but hand weights or your bar. You're gonna bring it up. If you happen to have a bar or something like it, put it, hope you can see here, not on the neck, but rolling it a little bit down so it kind of stabilizes itself. If you can see here on the top of the shoulder. What I want you to focus on is squatting again without looking at the screen. Look at my neck. If I'm squatting like this, I would get a headache if I was supposed to do that for a long time. Most likely you won't go as heavy as I do here, but that's up to you. Squatting down slowly, down where the thigh bone might be aligned with the floor, not deeper. And if you're pretty new to this and you're carrying heavy weights, maybe you just go a little bit down and up. All right, so sit down. Feel the thighs and the hamstrings, that's the back there. I know you can do this. You should be a little bit out of breath by now because the muscles use the air, the oxygen that we breathe in. And please don't go too fast. Pacing quickly here is not gonna make you stronger. What's gonna make you stronger is heavy load. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. The next one is also a traditional exercise. You're gonna be using your bar here or hand weights. Probably the same weights unless you have any back issues. Plug the shoulders in its spot, hip width distance in between the feet. We're gonna lean forward in a deadlift. So maybe take a look at the screen. Keep your knees somewhat straight, lean forward to your knee joint, and lift up again, standing. So from this side of this ankle, like this. Don't drop the shoulders, keep the spine straight, and then try to do what I do. Thumbs are pointing in towards each other. If you have hand weights, you continue doing what you do. I'm just gonna show you with hand weights exactly the same thing. Just lean forward here. Right. Navel in, creating strength in the core, in the shoulders, unless you drop them, and in the back of your legs. Strength that you will use in Warrior 3, for example. Keep everything plugged in and tight. If you're good, you can do 3 more, maybe going deeper than the knees if your back is okay, if your spine is okay. 2. And 1. Then put your weight down. Whew. All right, how are you doing? This is very, very traditional exercises. And let's do one that's also very traditional. It's great for the arms. So in this case, I would use my hand weights, but you can definitely use the bar there. I just like my hands like this. If you have a bar, you would hold on like this. Just picture this being a bar. If you have hand weights, do like this. Bending the arms, lifting up, and stretch. Keeping the elbows in by the side. This is a small muscle group, the bicep muscles, front of the arms. We use the tricep, the back of the arm, quite a lot if you do flow yoga. But this is why I choose this. We don't use as much. So picture your muscle in the front of the arm getting short as you lift, longer as you extend. And listen up, if you are a woman and you've got hand weights and you maybe have half a kilo, 1 pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, honestly, not enough. You need to go heavier. You won't be bulky. Most of us won't. We simply don't have the body type as females for really bulking up. So strong is cool. So get some more heavy weights. 2 more. I want you to go to the point of fatigue. Beautiful. Put the weights down. Now we have done 3 exercises. I'm gonna take you through just 1 more. Gonna come down on the floor. If you have a mat, you can use that. It can be a yoga mat. Now that you might have it. And then we're gonna go for the abs, because again, in yoga, ab workout is not a huge deal. It's not that we don't use the core, we do use the core, but it's not as targeted as we can do in a lot of strength training classes. That's why I want it here. So, hands behind your head, elbows out. The easiest one is just lifting up like this and lowering down, maybe hovering your head over the floor. Lifting, navel in. So have that flat tension that we also do in yoga, where you pull the navel in, else you'll lift up. If you want more, we take the reverse crunch and incorporate that as well. Use the breath. Exhale as you crunch in. Inhale as you create space in the chest and belly. If you happen to lower your feet almost like they're hovering over the floor, look at me, I'm not doing that right now. Please, navel in so you don't arch your back. Cross your legs opposite direction, and let's do a count of 5. Now, if you feel your belly is a little bit in the way, it might be easier to bring the legs a bit out to the side, so you can explore with that if you feel that's easier. But just know, if the belly and feels it, you might want to just do what you can do. Cool. So that was really 4 exercises that is super beneficial for yoga. You can definitely just repeat those, maybe pause here and take this one over again. I'm gonna take you through these exercises again, but maybe adding a little bit more pressure, so to say, on the different exercises. Because before we did squats, and if you feel like, yes, let me squat, do squats. But if you want to challenge your muscles a little bit more, do lunges, which means take your right leg back. Compared to yoga lunges, high lunge, crescent lunge, whatever we call it, we bend our knees, both knees. Look at my knee there, down on the floor, not resting, but just hovering there, feeling the surface on the carpet. This is a strength training lunge. Keep the hip aligned, stacking, and this we do in yoga and strength training, stacking front knee somewhat over the ankle. Now I just put my weight up here. If you have hand weights, you can just hold them by the side or leave them on your shoulders if that's more comfortable. Let's do 4 more on this side. 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. We're gonna do the opposite side. Remember, options of squatting instead. We are creating more strength because we put more pressure on the front leg. Opposite leg. I'm out of breath by now. And again, don't be too quick. I want you to feel that you can push through the front heel. Okay, front heel. Most of your body weight is in the front leg. The back leg is stabilizing you. Gaze on the floor. If you're used to yoga, maybe your balance is somewhat okay doing this. Count down. 5. Woo. 4. 3. 2. And last one. Awesome. That's the legs. Bring your weight down or continue with this. Whew, I'm just going to take a sip of water. We did deadlift before with a bar, and you can use the bar again. I just want to show you with the hand weights, and then I'll go back with a bar because most people, I guess, have hand weights. So deadlift, that was the one with the leg stretched, spine stretched, this one. If you like it, do it again. Don't drop the shoulders. But if you want more, come down here, lift your arms out to the side, drop them down, and then rise up to challenge your shoulders. The big rhomboid muscles, the big trapezius muscle at the back. All right, so hand weights continue. If you're waiting to see what you do with a bar, I would hold a little bit longer distance than my hip on the bar. Same thing, like this. Lifting the bar up to the solar plexus, not the belly or not the belly button, but a little bit higher. Navel in. Most likely, if you have pretty heavy load on, you will feel this. I do. But that's fine. We want to go to the fatigue place. 4. Where the muscles get tired. 3. Come on. 2. Last one. All right. Bicep curls. Now that I used my hand weights before, just want to show you. If you have a bar, go lighter. Why? If you look at my arm compared to my leg, see the size difference. Way smaller muscle here. That's why I want to go lighter. So please do that. Bicep curls were those where we lift up here and go down. I just want to create a little bit of difference. If you have hand weights, if you have a bar, you just continue doing what you're doing. But if you can, turn the weight on your way up like this, and then turn it on your way down, right? The spine is not moving at all. So don't do this. All right? Micro bend your knees for strength. So the last parts of the video will be more core strength, because that's our ab strength, what I think we need a little bit more off on top of what we already work with here. 2 more. Whew, feel that in my arms. So put your weights down. Maybe though you want to use the weight for one of these that we do. We'll see. So don't put it too far away though. I'm going to show you without. So the cross fibering ab muscles we do use in twist, but often we don't hold the twist with the strength of our core. That's why I want you to do the boat pose, or what is called, as far as I know, Russian twist. Leaning back, navel in, move from left to right. If you have any back issues, you might want to stay in your boat, but try this one. If you know you don't have any issues, bring a little bit of weight. I wouldn't go super heavy if you're new to this. This is where 1 kilo, a couple of pounds, it will be amazing. For more, heels off. I'm picturing the cross fibering muscles here, creating the movement from left to right. The sternum here shine straight forward like Iron Man, shooting forward so you're not hunched or crunched in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, this might be a new one for you. Last exercise, come down on the side of your hip. Let your hip lean slightly backwards. Bring your palm down on the floor, palm facing up. Support your head with your hand, and then either top knee towards elbow, hip still lean slightly back, lifting the chest somewhat up, and come down. Just gonna show you again, like this, or all the way up, both legs. Maybe lifting them high if you're used to core workout. Navel in and exhale when you take the knee towards the top shoulder. If it's new exercise, you might want to pause and just try it out a little bit. It's super amazing when you just get the hang of it. I'm gonna do 4, 3, feeling it yet? 2, 1. Again, some of the crossing fibers here and the side, the QL on the side, if that rings a bell to you. Opposite side, of course. Coming down, hip slightly back, top leg or both legs. Practice that hugging in of the core when you crunch together. Come on. Gotta do a few more. Don't lift too much through the arm. Let the core do the work. Can you do 4 more? 4, 3, 2, 1. This was workout. I'm sweaty. I feel like I had a great workout. Hope you do too. But this is workout if you do a lot of yoga but not that familiar with strength training. So repeat this and let me know if you want me to make more videos like this with strength training, especially target those or you who are used to doing vinyasa, flow yoga, a little bit of postural movement yoga. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share this video. I would so appreciate that.